Hello, I'm Andrew Milligan from Academic Technology. Lance Eaton and I are members of the Instructional Technology and Design team here at North Shore. We work with faculty members to create online and hybrid courses. Designing and teaching online or hybrid courses can be very rewarding. However, it is not for everyone. To help you decide on whether teaching online or in a hybrid format is for you, we'd like to explain the process for designing courses here at North Shore and talk about what it takes to create and to teach an online or hybrid course. We encourage you to take a readiness survey designed by Penn State if you're interested in submitting a technology across the curriculum or TAC grant this year. We can then review the survey results with you and discuss your level of readiness for designing and teaching an online or hybrid course. The link to the survey is provided at the end of this presentation. In this presentation, I will cover 4 items. First, I'll describe the course design and development process at North Shore. Second, I'll tell you about the benefits of going through the course design process. Third, I'll describe what we have found and the research states to be useful skills and characteristics for prospective online and hybrid instructors. And last, I'll describe some of the challenges instructors typically encounter while designing a course. This is an overview of the North Shore course development process. After viewing this presentation, taking the readiness survey, and talking to an instructional designer and your dean, you would submit and get approval for a TAC grant. After your TAC grant has been selected, the design and development process begins in December with our online course, Teaching and Learning Online. The learning goals for Teaching and Learning Online are 1. To begin to learn how to design an online course. 2. To get experience as an online student. 3. To learn some best practices of online teaching. And finally, 4. To begin to build parts of your course. The course is designed partly around case studies of typical challenges online teachers have and includes readings, discussion forums, and assignments. Immediately after the end of the course, you'll meet with an instructional designer to plan your online course. In the initial meetings, we discuss the broad goals of your course and lay out a draft plan to complete the work. The design and development process is a long process. Designing a course requires a lot of planning, including a reflection on your current teaching practice and making challenging conceptual adjustments in order to transition a course to these new formats. It's really a redesign more than a simple translation to a new environment. There are deadlines or milestones to meet along the way. One is for the first completed module. Then there are milestones for about 1/3 of the course, 2/3 of the course, and lastly, the course does have to be complete before teaching. Finally, teaching the course for the first time can be challenging, but we are available for assistance. We run workshops throughout the semester and can meet one-on-one during that time. Let me now review some of the benefits of designing an online course and what you will learn during that process. The pedagogy of online teaching. As I mentioned earlier, teaching online is different in significant ways. As you participate in our online course and work with us in the following 6 months after that, you'll learn quite a bit about this mode of teaching. Instructional design. The need to design nearly everything ahead of time and design with course outcomes and goals in mind at the beginning is a new way to build a course for many instructors. Going through a formal design process can enhance your ability to design or redesign any course, whether face-to-face, web-supported, hybrid, or online. And many faculty members report to us that this experience has enhanced their teaching in general. Best practices. We do have a list of best practices for instructional design of online and hybrid courses that we try to adhere to as we design the courses together. During the TLO course, we will provide you with a copy of the current versions of our best practices. The best practices are outlined in 5 different categories. Course design and structure. Each module or unit learning sequence needs to be consistent. Course materials. Each module contains a learning guide. Assessment strategies. Assessments are varied, frequent, and specific, and descriptive criteria are provided for the evaluation of student work or participation. Learner engagement. Learner activities foster instructor-to-student, content-to-student, and student-to-student interaction. Alignment of objectives, assessments, and activities. All assessments and activities should align with learning objectives. There is also an additional category for hybrid courses. Our best practices are based on the Quality Matters standards. Quality Matters is a nationally recognized research-based set of standards for online and hybrid course design. As you grapple with course redesign, you'll be working with us to make decisions about what technology to use and how to use it to best fit with your goals. This problem-solving process is a key component of becoming fluent with the integration of technology into teaching and learning. And these skills can go a long way to enhancing all of your courses. And finally, technology skills. You do gain skills using technology during the process. We can give you tips on using Angel to fit with your course design and teaching style. You may also want to use other tools to enhance your course and to engage your students. For example, audio and video narrated slideshows like this one, collaborative tools, and so on. These are some skills and characteristics we found useful over the years for online instructors. Writing skills and written communications. Course design and teaching requires quite a bit of writing. Most, if not all, communications right now are written in online courses. So clarity, organization, and timeliness of these communications is very important. Organization. The whole course needs to be constructed before teaching, so planning and organizational skills are needed. We do everything we can to assist you in organizing your work, but being organized with file management and use of your time will help tremendously. If you are already using learner-centered teaching practices or are willing to adjust, this helps tremendously moving to the online world. What does learner-centered teaching mean? It means mostly moving towards becoming more of a guide than the sage on the stage or the expert. So you will not be lecturing as much, and being open to making that move will help. Information technology fluency. You don't need high-level technology skills. Being comfortable with certain information technologies makes the learning curve flatter. Sample skills include file management, basic troubleshooting of computer problems, being comfortable with uploading and downloading files, and so on. Flexibility. This helps for several reasons. First, in order to design an online course, you will have to fit your teaching into a very regular pattern, so students can follow more easily on their own. And second, when glitches happen with technology, as they often can do, flexibility responding to these kinds of things is important. The process includes deadlines during the semester and in the summer, and we find this helps most faculty members. In order to create a high-quality course, it's important to be reflective and be open to feedback and revision of ideas and course materials. This is especially true in the early phases of design when we discuss your teaching, your course goals, and your teaching style. We want to help you make your course truly reflect your values, goals, and teaching style. So what are the challenges of designing and teaching an online course? Designing and teaching these courses does not simply involve moving some or all of your face-to-face materials online. It requires a true redesign, a rethinking of the course from the learner's perspective. One common example that might illustrate this issue is one we often discuss with teachers. What happens to your lecture? In a hybrid course, the face-to-face time is not necessarily best used for lecture. And in a fully online course, you wouldn't necessarily simply post lecture notes online, nor would you want to record all of your lectures and post those. There are faculty who are challenged by the adjustments needed to be made to their teaching methods. Your roles as a teacher will change. Learners move to the center, and the instructor moves a bit to the side and serves as more of a facilitator. Attempting to teach as you do in the classroom will simply not be very effective in the online environment. You have to think differently about time when designing an online course. The online course is not centered on the face-to-face meeting. It's more focused on learning events, especially on assessments of student learning. One example to illustrate this is the challenge of time shifts. When designing an online course, you want to ensure that all the most important advice, instructions, and examples make it into your course in some form. These tend to happen orally in the traditional classroom, and they are spread out over time throughout a semester. So it is challenging to gather all of these together and put them into a course in a cohesive, organized fashion. Designing an online or hybrid course requires that you really dig into learning activities and assessments. In many cases, redesign them, not just move them to an online environment. Designing an online or hybrid course is an act of authorship. You have to do a fair amount of writing. Part of that writing involves bringing your personality and your style to the course. And clarity of writing is very important, both in the design and teaching phases. There's a fair amount of work involved, and the deadlines require that some of this is done during the summer and some during the semester. As you can probably see now, with online and hybrid courses, almost everything is prepared ahead of time. The whole course has to be complete before you teach. Every lecture, assessment, rubric, set of guidelines, and so on. Here is our contact information. Please feel free to contact us with any questions about the online and hybrid course design and development process. And if you take the Penn State Faculty Self-Assessment on preparing for online teaching, this is the address at which to find it at. We'd be happy to discuss the results with you, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.